Lee knows he is Baek Yisu, not Baek Dokyeon, as seen from his fighting style and aggressive attitude. But he still lowered his intention to finish off Lee. But suddenly he wanted to invite Yisu to negotiate. He was confused about what the negotiations meant. Taesan and Gudo groups will also discuss the negotiations. He admitted defeat and also admitted that this time they were a little careless. Chanho is curious about how strong Baek Dokyeon now. In fact, he was indeed the strongest of them all. He also talked about what kind of negotiations they wanted. Junwang and Cheyenne also listened. From a distance, Chanho looks fine. It turns out that Junwang actually lost the fight against Chanho. It seems like Junwang doesn't like losing. It turns out they got a request to destroy Taesan. They also listened carefully to Lee's words. And who gave them the order is in the dossier. They will also provide dossier information regarding organizations targeting Taesan. But in exchange, he wants Taesan to become Yilhak's ally. But he refused, arguing that there was no point in them giving this information, while Taesan himself could destroy them and Yilhak. Chanho was provoked by Dokyeon's words. Junwang immediately stopped Dokyeon's steps. According to him, this is an opportunity for them, because it can build trust in Yilhak. But he was fed up with all this. To him, Yilhak were just a bunch of bad thugs. The trust they built was not worth, compared killing brothers and his colleagues. Cheyenne calmed them both down. Lee offers Yisu to check it first. Because for Lee, his offer was not a bad thing, but for Yisu it's just a piece of paper and don't believe them. But Lee reminds to be careful what Yisu says, because this file is the only one. But he still insists on destroying Yilhak now. Junwang tries to stop him. Yisu doesn't trust a traitor rat like Yilhak at all. He wants this negotiation to end, and he tells Yilhak to do what Yisu says. Collaboration is still carried out, but there are things must be agreed upon. He wants Yilhak's CEO, Lee, to be held hostage. They were angry when heard those words. Chanho told Gudo Elite not to move. For Chanho, Dokyeon is too much in this case. He wanted a change of hostage, and chose himself to be the hostage. For him, does Chanho's life matter if he is held hostage? He immediately informed him of this. That Chanho of Elite Gudo is the same as the body of Yilhak. So it's not a problem if take Chanho as a hostage. Yisu doesn't like being given direction by Junwang, but he here insists on seeing it from Baek Dokyeon's point of view. He finally understood the current situation. He told Cheyenne to look after Chanho from now on. Back in the past, at that time Yisu was detained by the government to be asked for investigative information. Kim Jae-wak, Lieutenant Colonel, discussed the mission that Yisu carried out. He also refused to answer because this mission was secret. Then Kim asked Yisu to tell him who his boss was and the location of the unit. He still refused to tell because this mission was secret. But here Kim emphasized that he had to obey his request, because Yisu was currently just a dog who had to obey his master's words. But suddenly someone entered the room. It turned out he was Major Guang from the Central Intelligence Special Forces. He asked about the whereabouts of his subordinate who were here. They talked, then considered Yisu to be an intruder. But for Guang it was all just a misunderstanding. He still insists that Yisu is not an intruder, and will take him. He also took Yisu, and Kim didn't accept that. They ordered their subordinates to arrest them. But when he walked out the door, his subordinates had already lost. They immediately returned to the unit. Yisu's friends were waiting and picking up his return. But all that is now just a memory. He couldn't forget all those things. Junwang came in and reported that Cheyenne was watching Chanho. Yisu appreciates Junwang's good work. Here he also wants to tell Yisu something. He started pulling Yisu's clothes and judged that Yisu was unfit to lead Taesan. That he couldn't replace Baek Dokyeon's role. Meanwhile, on the other hand, Chanho was on the phone with someone. He chats with Lee, and admits that it was his fault for being careless. He understands this, because this is also an independent action from the organization. For him the results were not satisfying, but this action was not so bad. they ended the conversation. After calling, they talked to each other. Cheyenne said, even if Chanho was caught because of his boss actions, what if Tae-san hurt him? He was prepared to accept whatever the consequences were. But in the end Chanho seemed to be thrown away like trash. But for Chanho, Tae-san is not that kind of organization. He also listened to the words. But on the other side, Yisu did not accept Junwon's actions, telling him to resign as leader. For him the decision is right, by placing Yilhak in their hands. Junwon says there is something wrong with Yisu's methods, and that he should be Baek Dokyun. Method with a sense of trust with leader Baek Dokyun, Yisu should show that. According to him, so far his methods have been considered wrong and like children at previous meetings. Yisu wants to forcefully change gangster methods here, but Junwon doesn't accept that. It seems like Yisu's words are like a child's joke, and should be removed. Yisu immediately attacked Junwon using knees. But the attack was blocked with his hands. Junwon also made a counter-attack by dropping Yisu down. But at the same time, he managed to kick Junwon's face with his foot. The kick sent him flying far away. He started to get up from there. It appears that the blow only resulted in a small bruise. On the other hand, they discuss gangsters. That gangsters are people who live based on their own fists and pride, they also gather for the same interests. He also wants to have people he trusts and follows him. At the same time, their fight ended with Yisu's victory. He admitted that he was wrong in this matter. Yisu went out of the room. There should be another way to solve this. They get into fights because of different methods. Chanho also said that every method does not always lead to power. If it leads to power then it is called military. Cheyenne's phone rang. He also left Chanho alone there. He knew that Chanho wouldn't run away, and now he would follow his confidant. There Yisu was waiting. From now on, they will do it their way. Create a new organization, with talented people. Cheyenne was told to meet the chosen people. Because they are professional people. Then they will also do it in a professional way. The deadline is a week, organize the general meeting within the deadline. Besides that, it looks like Junwon is thinking about something. He remembered his life 4 years ago. At that time, Dokyun came to his place just to eat, because he was a loyal customer. Smoking is actually not allowed in restaurants, but it has become a habit for Dokyun. They must also be loyal customers at this restaurant. Junwon tells Dokyun to leave. Suddenly one of them came to that place. They heard the news that someone was crazy in this place. This person's name is Lee Hyung-gu, he is the leader of Hookilsu, an organization under the Jeolang Association. Dokyun then said that gangsters shouldn't come to this place. Hyung thinks that Dokyun is crazy, and he will get something from him soon. He casually held Hyung's hand. And suddenly something bad happened. Dokyun has done something bad to the leader of the organization. He didn't care what he did, because he was a Tae-san. They panicked and told their boss to go to the hospital. For Junwon, dealing with Jeolang people is pointless, but Dokyun thinks the reason Junwon built a restaurant here is to deal with them. There's a lot of dust in this place, then it looks like there's no menu here. Dokyun thinks that Junwon just wants to beat up gangsters, and he came here just to help. He also reminded him how dangerous the enemy was, but Dokyun didn't care. Hearing Dokyun's words, he immediately gave him a hair tie. That's when the first meet between Junwon and Dokyun. In another, Hyung is terrible about this. Because of Tae-san's actions, his hands became like this. Then now he is determined to take revenge on Tae-san. For him, Tae-san is currently weakened, because left the General Assembly, and it is time for them to act. They were preparing to attack Tae-san now. But there was a commotion outside the room. Someone forced their way into the room. They were shocked. The person was big, and looked strong. The mysterious man is named Boris. Previously he worked as a laborer in a factory. At that time the boss said who did writing on the wall. He also ordered Boris to find the person of the graffiti. Yisu and Cheyenne are seen talking about Boris. Boris is currently not going to Russia, but hiding as a laborer. It looks like someone opened the door. There he saw his target and immediately attacked Yisu. He wants Boris to work with him. Suddenly the attack stopped, and Yisu gave him a flash disc, saying that he had come to bargain. He also seemed interested in Yisu's offer, an offer in the form of a traitor who has caused Boris trouble. Boris is a demon who wears human skin. And now he came to the Hook Ilsu organization alone. Hyung ordered his subordinates to beat the man, because he was disturbing. They immediately launched an attack. But Boris aims the gun at them. He immediately hit his opponent hard. He lost in one attack. When the others tried to fight, Boris immediately relied on his gun. Then he admitted that a lot of people here were stupid. Boris suddenly powerfully launched a left fist attack. Seeing this, they attacked Boris together. They managed to hold it stringly. They are trying hard to lock Boris's movement. But in conditions like that he managed to free himself, then bit and tried to slam. The enemy falls in one powerful slam attack. He took a knife and prepared to do something bad. A terrible incident occurred. All humans have demons to hide their weaknesses. Then he started dealing with Hyung. Boris also wanted to see whether there was a demon inside that person. Suddenly Cheyenne came and told Boris to stop. He just stopped and didn't do anything excessive. Hyung also wanted to know the purpose of their visit and who sent it. Cheyenne says that they are from Taesan. Cheyenne tells Yisu that the leader Hook Ilsu from Geolang succeeded in their hands. For him, Boris is crazy about his Russian methods. Yisu also received all the good news in another place. Yisu explains his whereabouts and about the Iron Weasel, that this person only works for money. For Cheyenne, the Iron Weasel is a capitalist. Suddenly, while monitoring, this person quickly attacked Yisu. Yisu managed to stop the person's attack.